Hey there YouTube, this is Vargas XX78 with another collection pickup video. Picked up a lot of things when I was doing my Christmas shopping and got some things for free. So like always, I wanted to share my pickups with you guys. So let's get started. First off, as a delayed birthday present, this friend of mine that I haven't seen since my birthday came and visited, and he gave me this really awesome Batman Arkham City t-shirt. Well, I think it's awesome, but because it's Batman. You all know how much I dig the Dark Knight, and it has Batman looking all bloody there on Arkham City. A game I still actually have to pick up, but I'm still waiting for my Christmas bonus so I can pick up all the newer games. I just can't afford to buy those newer games now. But once Christmas bonus finally reaches me, I'm gonna buy Batman and I'm gonna buy Zelda. So, yeah. But meantime, really appreciate this birthday present because he knows how much I dig Batman. So, really appreciate that. Okay, on to some video games. Like I said, I was doing my Christmas shopping and I came across some deals. First off, for the Nintendo DS, I picked up Dragon Quest VI: Realms of Revelations. Picked it up at Target for $17.46, and that's actually the second clearance. It was at $25 last time I went. Love the Dragon Quest series. I think it's an awesome RPG series. Definitely a tie between Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. This is the game that did not come to America since it was only released for the Super Famicom. But Nintendo ported it over, gave it a graphic uphaul. Really cool game. Still new because, like I said, I just bought it yesterday. But really can't wait to crack this thing open and get into it because, like I said, big fan of the Dragon Quest series. Still missing a lot of games in this series, but yeah, really dig Dragon Quest. At a swap meet, this lady was selling some DVDs that I bought, but she also had between, all the DVDs in this box, this GameCube game, Namco Museum 50th Anniversary. It has basically all their biggest arcade hits in a single GameCube disc. And it's got, Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man, Galaga, Galaxian, Dig Dug, Pole Position, Cebius, Dragon Spirit. All these really cool Namco games. And like I said, I'm trying to build a really cool GameCube collection. So for $4, how could I pass this up? It has a lot of really retro cool games. My brother was selling some of his PlayStation 2 games, and from him I picked up Stitch Experiment 626. As I mentioned, when I picked up the movie, I love the Stitch character from Lilo and Stitch. So when I saw he was going to sell, I told him sell it to me, and I picked it up. Basically, it's like a shooting platformer that takes place before the movie, so it kind of, reveals some elements that happened before the first movie. So, you gotta love Stitch. At the Sony Outlet Store, they had this game for $10, and this is Splatterhouse. Heard mixed reviews about this. Some people say it's cool, some people say it sucks, but it has the first original games on it, and from what I've seen, it's a game I think I will enjoy. The rock music, everyone says, is awesome. The blood and gore is over the top. The only thing where I have heard it fails is the story, but as long as it's fun, it has basically 4 games for the price of 1, especially because it was on sale. So how can you beat that? So really looking forward to playing that. Okay, on to the biggest part of this, which is the movies. At an Over Wheels, I was able to pick up Volume 9 of the newer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. This was, I think, after season 3, where the turtles get lost in space. They get transported into this world that's in conflict between the Galactic Federation and the Triceratons. And then the turtles get captured and they're put into this gladiatorial type of arena. And I still prefer the original one. But this 2000 series had some really cool episodes. So, yeah, I like both series. But I still need to track down more of these babies because I haven't been able to find any of those. Same over wheels. I picked up the '80s movie Risky Business, starring Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, not my favorite actor, but this movie's actually pretty cool. I guess the scene most people remember is, where he's in his house and he's dancing around in his socks and everything. But all in all, it is a good movie. Say what you will about Tom Cruise, but the movie is pretty solid. Same over wheels. I picked up West Side Story. This is a Broadway musical developed into a movie. Um, Basically, it retells the story of Romeo and Juliet. Um, but the set pieces are actually pretty awesome, and the movie's pretty cool. If you don't like musicals, you're not gonna like it. But I thought it was cool. I can learn to appreciate a good movie, even if it's a musical, and I kind of do like musicals, so good movie. Same over wheels. I picked up Confidence. This is a crime story about this con man that tries to con like a mob boss, and the mob boss catches him, and he's like, "Okay, I'll forgive you life if you do this job for me." So, typical crime movie things get out of hand and everything, but I like it, and it stars a lot of really awesome people. It stars Andy Garcia, it stars Dustin Hoffman and Rachel Weisz, and I like Rachel Weisz. She was in the first two Mummy movies, and she was in Constantine, so I decided to pick it up after watching it. It's a really good movie. Also cool. Picked up at a different overwheels, Julie and Julia. Um, I remember as a kid watching some episodes of Julia Child. I always thought she was kind of weird, but the food she would prepare, I thought it looked really tasty. So I picked this one up. It basically tells the story of Julia Child in her time in France as she was becoming a chef. And it also tells a story about this lady that was inspired by her, and she basically dedicated herself to cook every recipe Julia Child did within a year. So, if you like food, you'll like this. If you remember Julia Child, you'll like it even more. But even as a standalone movie, I actually liked it. Picked up from this guy this 4-movie set of A Nightmare on Elm Street. It has 1, 2, 3, and 4. Already have the first one, but he gave me this movie for 15 pesos, and I have never been able to find the third one, Dream Warriors, which, like a lot of people, I think it's the second best movie in the series. First one tops it. Dream Warriors comes really close. Freddy's Revenge, not so cool. Dream Master has its moments, but even though I already own the first one, I could not pass up. For 15 pesos, that's like a $1.20. I could not pass up finding 4 Nightmare on Elm Street movies, because especially they're really hard to find. These and Friday the 13th, I can't find any DVDs. Well, sometimes I find DVDs, but yeah, I still prefer Friday the 13th. But those two movies, the first one and the third one, really awesome. Picked up The Score, starring Robert De Niro, Edward Norton, and Marlon Brando. De Niro plays this safecracker that gets contacted by his friend Marlon Brando, who asks him to do one last job and team up with Edward Norton. Typical crime movie. People start not trusting each other, and things look like they're gonna go bad, but then they kind of resolve themselves. So, really good movie. It has 3 really big actors, and I definitely recommend this movie. Also picked up the remake by Rob Zombie of Halloween. Mentioned before, the first one, awesome movie, best movie to watch second best movie to watch on Halloween. Just freaking awesome. This remake takes a lot from the original. Basically what they did is they kind of explain why Michael Myers, was basically crazy because of the family he grew up in. And then, when he's grown up, he escapes, and then they follow the movie, the 78 movie. And a lot of scenes, they only change up the ending and some things here and there. But, it's not the worst remake I've seen, but I still prefer the original one. The original one is still way better. A friend of mine sold me this Transformers Dark of the Moon Blu-ray because he's going to buy the 3D version. which worked for me because I wanted to pick up this movie. I'm still missing the second one, but I wanted to pick up Dark of the Moon. Say what you will about Michael Bay and what he's done to Transformers. The Transformers are awesome. If they would get rid of the humans, that would be awesome. But the Transformers are all kinds of cool. So I'm really, really happy to add this one to the collection because, again, I like the Transformers because of the Transformers. The humans annoy me. These are probably the gems of the pickup. When I was growing up, they would pass Godzilla movies on TV, and every time they would pass one, I would just watch it. And it's kind of weird to explain Godzilla to people because they just visualize a guy in a suit breaking down these little miniature cities. But if you grew up with these movies and you appreciate them, you know what I'm talking about. You know how awesome Godzilla is. Actually, James Rolfe did a Monster Madness one year where he reviewed all the Godzilla movies. So, like him and like me, if you appreciate Godzilla, you know how awesome this whole thing is. And this lady, the same one where I bought the Namco Museum game, had 3 of them, and I've never been able to find Godzilla movies in the wild, except for the American version, which is not my favorite one. But this lady had the first black and white one, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, the 1956 movie that came out, but it's not the original Japanese one. When they brought this one to the US and America, they spliced in Perry Mason to, basically give narrative. It's still an awesome movie, and this is the version I remember seeing, but now I'm curious to see the Japanese-only one. Because, the Japanese talk, but they have no subtitles, so you don't know what the heck they're saying. You get an idea because he narrates it, but yeah, still some things get lost in translation. But still, freaking awesome movie. I love Godzilla. And she had Godzilla vs. Mothra, another awesome movie in the original 70s series, just freaking awesome. The 2 fairies get kind of annoying, but the battle between Mothra and Godzilla, freaking cool. And she also had the terror of Mecha Godzilla. The first one's better, but this one's also cool because they team up Mecha Godzilla with this other giant monster against just Godzilla. So Godzilla has to do a tag team match, a handicap match between the 2 monsters. Really, really awesome movie. I'm really, really happy that I was able to find these Godzilla movies. There's still a whole bunch of Godzilla movies I want to track down, but really, really happy to get these 3. And at Walmart, I picked up The Iron Giant. Not a lot of people that I know about this movie, but it's an awesome movie. It's about this giant robot that falls to Earth, bangs his head so he has amnesia, doesn't know why he's there, befriends this kid, and the kid basically sets him out to be a superhero. But the animation is freaking awesome, and the story is even better. The voice acting is really cool. Just a really, really awesome animated movie that, again, not a lot of people that I know about him. So, if you haven't watched it, watch it, because it's freaking cool. And I picked up Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Classic horror movie. Weird as hell. But, you can't beat Jack Nicholson running around with an axe saying, "Here's Johnny." Really cool movie. So yeah, that was the collection pickup video. Lots of really interesting things that I picked up, I think. Like always, I like to make a recommendation of the haul. So I'm going to go with The Iron Giant as my second place. But my top pick, the Godzilla movies. All 3 of them. All 3 of them are freaking awesome. You just love Godzilla. So yeah, Godzilla. So anyway, guys, that was a pickup video. Like always, thanks so much for watching. And until I see you all again, this is Vargas XX78, signing off.